Hello, everyone. Welcome back to yet another political episode. So, it's late, of course. It's 10 p.m. here in Minnesota. I've actually never have actually done a video this late before, but you know, I sound super groggy in the morning and I don't like waking up at 6 or 7 p.m. I just have a hard time waking up. So I'm just going to go ahead and just talk about this before I head to bed for the night. And we got really good news. October is usually the period where we usually see Republicans make a comeback, especially through a couple months of Democrat polling wins. And that's exactly what we're seeing. In state polls, not national polls, you'll see that Donald Trump is making a comeback. And a lot the left wingers will go, "What are you talking about? It looks like this still." Of course it looks like this. But let's believe it. But let's go back in September. But Kamala Harris was beating Trump in Nevada by 2 points. Wisconsin, she was beating Trump in Wisconsin by 2 points. She was beating Trump in Michigan by 2 points. She was beating Trump by Pennsylvania by 1.5 points. Now let's take a look at that right now. Nevada, excuse me, she's leading by not 2 points anymore. You're seeing now that the Harris is leading Trump by 1.5% of the margin. And you could go ahead and say that margin has been expanded from this poll that recently was dropped, saying that Donald Trump will defeat Kamala Harris by 3 points, which is huge, ideally. Nevada is leaded by Harris when it comes to, let's just say, betting odds. We'll see that, the Democrats have taken, let's see, in like September, it was 50-50 for a while. And then late September, Democrats were saying they're going to win it. And you'll see that margin has somewhat expanded through the beginning of October. It's been up and down. Let's just say Republicans could they be gaining something? Well, what we've been seeing is Democrats have been gaining a lot of polls in the last couple months in weeks in the state of Nevada. And what we're seeing here is, yeah, it's looking the same, but it's not the same as it once was. Like race to the White House, I don't know what polls they're including, but this was once 2 point, it's now 1.5. Looking at Michigan, a state where we've covered already, it once was 0.6. You'll see the Hill has now Trump leading by 0.4. Donald Trump is leading in Michigan, that's pretty much a big sign that he's leading in all five of these states. Okay, let's keep in mind Nevada. A lot of people say, "Oh, it looks like right now Nevada is the most liberalist swing state, compared to Poly Market and just polls." Well, here's the thing with that. I'm skeptical about that because 2022 said that that wasn't the case. In fact, Republicans won the governor's race in 2022 in the state of Nevada. And while Republicans did suffer more in Michigan and Pennsylvania, sure, it wasn't a national race. I get it. But even in, like, let's just say the 2020 race, sure, you can argue that Pennsylvania is more conservative than Nevada. But Michigan is, I don't know, 1 to 2 times more liberal than Nevada. Not to mention, Michigan has the labor unions, which I would say is a more stronger indicator that Donald Trump will win in that state. But Nevada, you're going to have I have a hard time believing that you're going to win Nevada, because even though in Nevada, they don't really they're not concerned about the abortion issue because the abortion issue is in their constitution. They're not worried about it. They have leaders that are sworn to protect it, etc., etc. But what they're mainly concerned about is the economy, because Nevada is a big jobs state. It's a big job state, and you got to better believe it because of Las Vegas with the casino industry. They rely on a good economy. Okay, so, and that was a huge issue in Nevada during 2022, and that led to Governor Sisolak's ousting by Joe Lombardo. in that gubernatorial race. So, sure, in Nevada, you'll see Donald Trump is leading in the top issues, which is the economy and immigration. And Kamala Harris is leading by 1.5. Okay, well, this is Michigan, excuse me, by 1.5. I have a hard time. Like, then again, we give Donald Trump the benefit of the doubt. We don't give him the benefit of the doubt. We keep underestimating him. Gee, Joe Biden was supposed to win the state by 4.3. He did pretty well. It was pretty close. But ultimately, Joe Biden won the state by, let's see, 2.35. So he was off maybe a point or 2 points. Okay? All Donald Trump needs to do is win it, be off by, I don't know. You can be off in all these states and still win, I guess. And still, it's just astounding. But the deal is, yes, it goes back and forth. Nevada becomes more liberal, but who knows? The point is, the Democrats during this time since July, they were telling us that, the polls are right. They're having Kamala win, but now the polls are trending more in Trump's favor. Is Trump leading the polls right now? No, technically not. If you want to be specific, he's technically not. Okay. Will he might? He very well could lead in the polls. All he needs to do is, in order to take the Electoral College, he needs to trend a little. He needs just to win another of those big polls, like Donald Trump got from Quinnipiac. Trying to pronounce that correctly. He needs those polls. He needs to get more of those polls from Quinnipiac that had him win by 4 to 5 points. You'll see he did a very good job winning an insider advantage poll, within the margin of error. Fabrizio Lee Associates poll, which had him win a 1 point there. So Donald Trump is gaining a whole bunch of steam, and who knows, he very well could have just won Michigan right there, because he basically, counting this correctly, he got 4 polls. So the momentum is with Donald Trump in Michigan, and we know why. Because of the labor unions. It's because of the labor unions. And if it keeps it up like this, Donald Trump's going to win Michigan. And with that, Donald Trump is going to be declared, and he could very well win our mid-October projection. I really want that to happen more than you all. But yes, ultimately, if Donald Trump walks into this winning the Electoral College, it's better, like, if Donald Trump walks into this and it's like this, it's pretty safe to say that Donald Trump's going to be carrying all 5 of these swing states. People keep forgetting that Donald Trump, he's an overperformer. He overperforms all the polls all the time. Like, going back to, let's see, opinion polling aggregate, along with the state polls. Yeah, this is what it's looking like right now. Okay, Florida, I don't know why it's tossed up. It's not tossed up. Come on. This is a big propaganda scene right here. But Florida is not, it was compatible, but seeing that we got a bunch of polls dropped in favor for Trump in Florida, showing him leading by 10, I think it's safe to say, yeah, this is a Trump state. But look at here, 2020. Okay, you'd see Donald Trump ideally and realistically didn't really have a chance. You have more tossed up states: Nevada, Arizona, Texas, which Donald Trump won by 5. Iowa, Donald Trump won by, I don't know, was it close to 9? I don't know. Donald Trump won Ohio by like 7. There was Florida, North Carolina. So half of these states Donald Trump won. So what does it have to take for Donald Trump, half of these states, to go to Donald Trump? How much does it take? And ideally, the most conservative states went to Trump out of the bunch. Okay? Let's see if we can pull up a 2020 map, okay? bye Poly Market. We're going to pull up 2020 map to better understand. So, unfortunately, this does not have an electoral. This map does not have an electoral college, so we're forced to pull up historical results. 2020. Great. All right, we'll just go to the second program then, if you're not going to cooperate. Here we go. That's how we work. All right, so let's try to replicate that map. So putting up the toss up, we have Nevada. This is from 4 years ago. Going into this election, this is what it was likely going to come to. Nevada, Arizona, Texas, Iowa, Ohio, Pennsylvania, North Carolina, Georgia, Florida. I think that's it. Oh, even Nevada's first district was tossed up technically. But this is what it was going to look like. Okay, we honestly did not know. And obviously and clearly, Joe Biden had the upper hand. You'll see he's at 252 electoral votes. There's that said, Donald Trump has to win. Let's just say if Joe Biden happened to pick up Pennsylvania, oh, he's done. It's over. Joe Biden wins the election. So it was pretty much, going into election day, it was pretty much inevitable that Joe Biden was going to be declared the winner. But let's just say Donald Trump, if the polls were correct that Joe Biden was going to squash Trump, it would have probably looked like this, okay? Joe Biden wins Nevada, Joe Biden wins Arizona, Texas, Florida, Georgia, North Carolina, Pennsylvania, Ohio, Iowa, probably. I don't think he would win every toss-up. Probably, he would probably carry, Donald Trump would carry Nebraska second, maybe Iowa. I don't know about Ohio. It would probably look like this. We'll go ahead and give. Okay, it would probably look like this. But it didn't look like that. In fact, Donald Trump picked up Florida. He picked up North Carolina. So he picked up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 states. And sure, oh yeah, 7. I'm talking about the districts too. But state-wise, he carried 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 states. And then again, Joe Biden carried 1, 2, 3, 4 states out of the toss-up. So Donald Trump ideally won the most tossed-up states by 1. Get what I'm saying? He overperformed, even though the polls were additionally going to say that it was most likely going to win look like this. The theory here that Joe Biden was going to carry North Carolina and Florida. Additionally, it ended up saying that Donald Trump carried the most of these tossed up states, even though Joe Biden pretty much got, of course, all the way to the end of the line here. Let's see. Like, this is what it's supposed to look like. Yeah, it pretty much was safe to say Joe Biden was going to win like a sweep, but it didn't. It ended up, the polls underestimated Trump ideally, even though he ended up losing. In the inevitable was going to be that Donald Trump was going to lose regardless, in my opinion, by electoral college. But then again, he almost won, and that was with Wisconsin because Joe Biden was predicted to win Wisconsin by 8. Was that true? No, it wasn't. Joe Biden was supposed to win Michigan by 6 or 7. Was that true? No, it wasn't. Okay, you see, the polls in national and statewide elections have always underestimate Donald Trump. So now it's looking better this time. You'll have Texas here, Ohio, Iowa. You even have Maine's 2nd district, Nebraska's 1st district. They're all in the bag for Trump. Okay, you have Florida there, but to be honest, Florida's for Trump. Pretend that doesn't exist. Ideally, before you had 9 swing states, you pretty much have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah. And it seems that in this case, in this scenario, yeah, then again, Donald Trump, he won 5 swing states. All Donald Trump needs to do is win 3. Georgia, Arizona, Wisconsin, and states that Joe Biden barely won. In states that Joe Biden barely won in 2020. And in a difficult and traumatic year for Democrats, it should trend to the right in his favor. And he wins. All that he needs is Wisconsin, Arizona, Georgia, and he wins. So this is what it's looking like right now, average-wise. While going into Election Day, the average looks, and I mean, this is what it actually looked like. Arizona was for Trump. Arizona was for Biden. Texas was for Trump. Georgia was for Biden. Florida was for Biden. North Carolina was for Biden. Pennsylvania was for Biden. Maine's 2nd actually was for Biden. Then Ohio was for Trump. This is what it was going to look like. Look at that. And the states in light, let's just say light blue, whether the states that were wrong, okay? 31 electoral votes that were supposed to go for Biden according to polls were to go to Trump. Now, imagine, usually what ends up happening, Donald Trump picks up more electoral votes than he was supposed to get according to polls. So if he were to get like 31 electoral votes, let's just say he picks up Nevada, Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania, 50 electoral votes, a little bit more. He wins the election. You'll see Harris in the dark blue would get 226, adding the light blue to the said electoral college for Trump. This would result to Trump winning the election. So, yeah, this election's in the bag for Trump. A lot of people, they say this is going to be a very close race, but the fact is, if you really look at history and previous election results, I think this election's going for Trump. It's inevitable, and it would be dramatically shocking if it didn't go for Trump, and if you had Wisconsin, Georgia, and Arizona remain for Biden, or remain for Democrats in general, and it didn't go with that traditional shift towards the opposite party in power. It would be very shocking, and it would mark a very first time an election in years has that failed to actually happen. So yeah, I'm having huge doubts that Harris is going to win. I mean, she has momentum. Sure, that momentum is pretty much done. She has no support with labor unions, a group that she needs to win in order to win an election. She needs the labor unions. She needs the minority votes. She has lost the Muslim vote. She has 18% of Muslims, not even 18%, 12% of Muslim support. Donald Trump is leading Harris in a two-way race with Muslims. He is leading Harris by, let's see, I want to believe he's leading Harris by 6 points in average with the Muslims. That is huge. Huge. And this is the guy that we're supposed to believe that wanted to ban Muslims from the US. And Donald Trump's leading Muslims by 6 points against Harris. This comes to think that if the Muslims are saying that Kamala Harris is fake, then you must think that everyone thinks Kamala Harris is fake. And you better believe only people that fall for Kamala's grifts is the TDS Democrat NPCs, because they're NPCs. They're biased and in the bag for Democrats. So they're going to side with Kamala Harris because she has a D by her name. It's simple as that. It doesn't matter who you put up there. They are going to jump up and down and do acrobatics for that Democrat nominee. So, yes, this is obviously great news for Donald Trump. So, what do you guys think? Let me know down below. And as always, I will see you in the next political episode.